5 years ago, this building was just an idea. Today, it stands as a symbol of financial stability and trust.
I conceived the idea of Fewchore Finance in my dormitory in Harvard Business School. That's when the idea of setting up a finance company came to my head. What's the meaning of future? To make your chores fewer. That's how we came about the name Fewchore Finance. And at the same time, from the pronunciations, I was talking about the future. You want to be an institution of the future, to be able to serve as shareholders and stakeholders in our business. Our intention is to be a company of choice when financial solution is required. And that is what we've always been interested in. Everything we have done is to be able to satisfy customers and make good returns for the stakeholders.
I'm a founding staff of the organization. I started with the MD, Mr. Sukomi Balogo, in January of 2018.
We started from a shop floor in Yaba. I used to tell my people we're in a flat. With how many were we then when we started? We were like 6. Today we are over 82. I'm still counting. 3 branches, 2 in Lagos, 1 in Abuja. We still plan to go to other parts of, the Southwest, as contained in our initial plan to CBN.
I joined the company in 2019, which was just some months down the road from when the company started business. The 2 gentlemen who approached me, Sukomi, who is the MD, and Femi, who is currently the executive director of the company, were my proteges in my own former organization. So they had established a reputation that is in line with the values that I also hold. And I had a lengthy discussion with them, understood their plans, saw where they were going to, how they would get there, and I bought it. And I have not looked back and regretted one moment of the day I took the decision to join the company.
At the time we decided to start the organization, we had worked in Guarantee Trust Bank. I was there for 6 years. Mr. Balogo had been there for, I think, about 11 years. And what we were working on in GTB was corporate clients, corporate relationships. And we saw that we were in oil and gas space, and we saw that for vendors of the oil and gas, they had troubles accessing finance. So we decided to set up a smaller organization that will provide vendor financing, provide funding for the unbanked that the banks could not reach out to. And we also decided to do, small retail loans to individual customers, LPO financing and the likes.
We have a plethora of products, from the simple loan to investment to warehouse financing or invoice discounting. However, based on the fact that we service 4 major sectors, oil and gas, corporate financing, retail, and public sector, we don't really have one as a major product as this most popular product. It depends on the sectors that actually, based on their requirements, that the particular product would be called for. Regardless of that, one of the major things which drives our company is loans, right? So the essence of giving out loans to people is, I would say, is one of the primary products in which most consumers come to meet us for, right? Second phase is investment. So apart from us giving us loans, we take pride in also educating people on how loans should be applied, what loans are, and the stigma behind loans. So the essence is in addition to giving you product, we also take pride in educating you on the need for you to have this and need how to use it. So
far, I would say we're not where we expect to be, or we're not where we hoped that we would have been in 5 years, but we've done a really, really good job. As of the time we started Fewchore Finance, we're probably ranked number 79 out of the people that had finance company license, and now we're in the top 10, comfortably 7, 8. And unlike the people that above us that have funding from banks or were set up by VCs, we've just done everything traditionally with our own equity and our relationships.
The financial growth of Fewchore Finance in the last 5 years, or since inception, is very impressive. We've been growing astronomically. I mean, the license for finance company is to start with 100 million. So our balance sheet was 100 million, and today we are 8.6 billion, and the shareholders fund is 1.5 billion. and we've been profitable over the years. Yes, we had COVID in 2020 and there was a slowdown in operations. Nonetheless, it was really impressive where we have people retrenching their staff, work from home, cut some or discontinue some business operations. We were working from home and we still had growth that year. We never laid off staff, we've never done it, and we've never cut down any of our operations, and in fact, we keep expanding in terms of branches.
You see, for a company that was just coming up and ran straight into COVID, this company managed COVID remarkably, because not for 1 minute were they shaken by COVID. All the company did was to redirect and become focused on how to still continue to serve and manage their customers through COVID. And believe me honestly, it is no small feat at all. The company actually grew during COVID beyond expectation, especially for an infant organization in an already aggressive environment. This company has done well.
I won't say there was anything special that we've done. Majorly hard work, discipline, and on a year-on-year basis, we've grown our balance sheet by an average of 60% in terms of assets and liabilities. So we've just continued to keep pushing and pushing. At the time we started operations in January of 2018, we had about 5 or 6 staff, and now we have a workforce of 80. And everybody's driven to the same goal: make Fewchore bigger and better. And hopefully, within the next 3 to 5 years, we'll be in the top 3.
In 2018, I recall very well, we had our first month, January 2018, we made a PBT of 134, and my ED, Femi Badewale, was like, never. Like, how would I work 30 days and make a PBT of 134,000 naira after all expenses and provisions have been taken? And we were like, we are going concerned, this is our first month of operation. We are even happy we didn't make a loss. So at the end of the year, we closed PBT at 86 million. After taking tax, we have a PAT of 72. So it's quite impressive.
In 2018, when we broke even, I was very happy, because it sends a good signal to the public that we can run this business, and it gives us confidence in ourselves that we can even do it and do it better.
From 2018 to 2019, we did 178 in terms of PBT, 178 million. Our revenue grew from 318 to 635. And in 2020, it grew to 800. That's the COVID year. In 2021, we grew our revenue from 800 to 1.4 billion. And as at 2022 December, we had a revenue of 2.3 billion from 1.4, which was quite a lot. We worked to achieve it. Of course, this 2023 will do exceedingly well.
So our single obligor limit in 2018 was 23 million, right? And now we are 260 million. So we've grown 10 times our single obligor limit in the space of 5 years. And I was joking with the MD, I think a couple of weeks ago, saying that in as much as we've been able to grow in our space, we've also grown our customers' capacity from 2018 to date. For instance, our second biggest customer used to do LPO financing transactions for mobile as far back as 2018, and they could not bring in vessels on their own, they could not bring in products on their own. They were only able to do the tiny transactions and trucking from this location to that location. But now they're bringing in cargoes worth $6 million funded by our equity.
For a company that, one, is not in the senior league of banks, we're a finance company, the customer base has grown and has grown remarkably. There has been consistent growth, but growth ethically. And I think that's the key for me for Fewchore Finance Company. They have been growing ethically. And when you are growing ethically, you don't grow at that speed that everybody else thinks you should grow out, because you are more picky. You want a certain type of profile of customers. And I think the growth is remarkable and commendable.
Our traits, transparency, reliability, accountability, integrity. All this we don't, and sustainability in service. We don't joke with it. So these are the foundation of our business, and that's what everybody, whatever way you do in this company, these are the things that you have to think about while dispensing your service to the client.
At the inception of the company, right, part of the challenges that we're having was, pronunciation of the name, right? So it's spelled Fewchore, right? But it's actually Future in terms of the pronunciation. So it's Fewchore, right? So at the time we're starting, we decided, how do you come up with the name? The customers that we're trying to fund, we're trying to make their trust few, right? Which is what we had been doing for the past 5 years. But at a meeting last week, I said, you know what, at the end of the day, in the next 5 years, I want us to be a bank, right? Minimum a regional bank, and we're the bank of the future.
From the beginning, the financial institution has been committed to giving back to the community.
For the past 3 years, we've been in partnership with the Lagos Business School in promoting their Dean's Cup. So it's part of our what we do to give back to educational facilities where we try to encourage furthering your education, both for the non-financial and financial sector. In that aspect, we also try to leverage on educating people about what we do and how we can actually enhance their productivity when it comes to financing. So the second CRX is where we partner with the USAID and an indigenous company on drone technology. So we are actually using the STEM methodology, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths, to teach students, both teachers and students, about drone technology. So in other words, making everybody relevant in the coming future.
What I would say to other startup companies is number one, you have to believe in yourself. You have to be passionate about what you do. Passion, very important. When you're passionate, you think about every other thing. Things will be falling in place because that's what you think about all the time. You wake up and sleep with it. Perseverance. You have to be able to persevere to weather the hard times, right? I don't lie to you, there are times that we're down, low in spirit, but we have to keep up. We have to get ourselves up again. Like there's a Washington said, fall down once, get up 7 times. That's the way it is. So that's what I can tell startup companies. You have to be diligent, you have to be patient, we have to persevere, and you must have passion, and look for people of like mind.
Future in 5 years, I see Future in 5 years being among the top 2 financial institutions. Aside that, also being a regular tier 1 bank, right? And basically also being a family name, a home name where people could mention it and you say, okay, I know that brand. You are here to improve upon our services and serve you better. We are always here to work with you rather than for you, and we'll always be providing you 150% of any of our competitors.
You can never thank your customers enough, because customers are the people who make you. If you don't have the loyalty, the belief from your customers that there is a future for you, you will go nowhere. We thank God Almighty that we have customers who have believed in us and continue to believe in us. And thank you will never be enough to them for the appreciation we have for those support and their loyalty. And our commitment is that those things that they have seen in us, those values that have made them believe in us, we'll continue to build on it. And we promise them their money is always secured.
So what do I say to our new clients? All I will say is, join us and the experience will be one that you'll never forget. And to our old clients, all I can say is thank you.
The first thing is thank you. We appreciate your support, and we continue to give you a better service. And to our stakeholders includes shareholders, community, staff, management. We'll be better and make sure they have better returns for all their efforts. So thank you for everybody, and we will never disappoint. Come to Fewchore. It's a place of the future.
Fewchore Finance Company Limited, happy 5th anniversary.